Hello, and welcome back to Ink and Tome, my tomies. Still sounds awful. Well, if it's not obvious, I am back in what is not my normal recording location. It's becoming a semi-normal location. I had recorded this previously and lost the audio, or didn't record the audio, whatever. I went to edit later and realized the audio was not there, so fun times. Anyways, today I want to talk to you all about my 10 most anticipated reads for 2026. And I don't mean books coming out this year, to be clear. I mean the books or series in some cases I'm planning to read this year from my TBR. I'll be sharing the title and author creator, followed by the blurbs, so you can get an idea for what they're about. So you can decide if you would also like to add the book or series or so on to your own TBR for the year. These will also be in no particular order except for the last three. Those are specifically my three most anticipated reads this year. That said, let's get into it. Number 10. The first thing on my list is the only one I've had on the list since last year. Books 3 through 9 of The Expanse by James S.A. Corey. I read Leviathan, Wakes, and Caliban's War last year, and wow, was I in love with the series by the end of that second book. It's high-stakes science fiction with great tension, fantastic mysteries, political tension, and subterfuge. And when it comes time for the action, it's been cinematic in scope and effect. I loved these books so much that my big ask for the holidays was for the rest of the series, and I got it. And I have them all sitting in a stack to dive into, and I'm super, super psyched to find out what happens next for the crew of the Rocinante and the human race as a whole within the world of The Expanse. Here is the blurb. Humanity has colonized the solar system, Mars, the moon, the asteroid belt, and beyond, but the stars are still out of our reach. Jim Holden is XO of an ice miner making runs from the rings of Saturn to the mining stations of the belt. When he and his crew stumble upon a derelict ship, the Scopuli, they find themselves in possession of a secret they never wanted. A secret that someone is willing to kill for, and kill on a scale unfathomable to Jim and his crew. War is brewing in the system unless he can find out who left the ship and why. Detective Miller is looking for a girl. One girl in a system of billions, but her parents have money, and money talks. When the trail leads him to the Scopuli and rebel sympathizer Holden, he realizes that this girl may be the key to everything. Holden and Miller must thread the needle between the Earth government, the outer planet revolutionaries, and secretive corporations, and the odds are against them. But out in the belt, the rules are different, and one small ship can change the fate of the universe. Number 9, I have Birthright from Joshua Williamson with Image Comics. There is an absolutely gorgeous deluxe edition I've seen online that I'm planning to pick up as soon as I'm able, because wow, does the series look great. I've been getting more and more into graphic novels and comic books, and this is right near the top of the list of stories from that medium that I'm most interested in. And here is the blurb for that one. You either die a hero or become something else entirely. For the Rhodes family, losing their son was the most devastating thing that could have occurred, but it couldn't prepare them for what happened when he returned. Mikey Rhodes, the boy lost to a fantasy land beyond imagination, has returned a powerful warrior of legend. But not all is what it seems with Mikey, and even the greatest fantasy shatters in the face of reality. Number 8, I have books 3 and onward from the Dresden Files by Jim Butcher. I don't know that I'll be able to read everything in the series this year, because wow, there are a lot of books. That said, I'm very much going to be devouring as much of the series as I can, because it's just so unique. And Harry Dresden is a fantastic character. Plus, I've been told repeatedly that Stormfront and Full Moon are the worst books in the series, and I loved them. So I kind of take that to mean that I can only assume I'll love what's to come even more. The blurb. As a professional wizard, Harry Dresden knows firsthand that the everyday world is actually full of strange and magical things, and most of them don't play well with humans. And those that do enjoy playing with humans, far too much. He also knows he's the best at what he does. Technically, he's the only at what he does. But even though Harry is the only game in town, business, to put it mildly, stinks. So when the Chicago PD brings him in to consult on a double homicide committed with black magic, Harry's seeing dollar signs. But where there's black magic, there's a black mage behind it. And now that mage knows Harry's name. Number 7, Fablehaven by Brandon Mull. Book 1 for now, but likely the full series since I have it, as I dive into the deep end of middle grade fantasy and sci-fi this year with rereads, new reads, and more. I read Fablehaven when I was in middle school and fell in love with the series, so it holds a special place in my heart. And I'm really looking forward to seeing if it's as good as my nostalgia would make it seem, or if it's going to fall flat when compared to my memory. The blurb. For centuries, mystical creatures of all kinds have found a home in Fablehaven, a hidden home where they are protected from extinction. The sanctuary is one of the last strongholds of true magic. Enchanting? Absolutely. Exciting? You bet. Safe? Well, actually quite the opposite. Kendra and her brother Seth have no idea their grandfather is the current caretaker of Fablehaven. Inside the gated woods, ancient laws keep order among greedy trolls, mischievous satyrs, plotting witches, spiteful imps, and jealous fairies. However, when the rules get broken, powerful forces of evil are unleashed, forcing Kendra and Seth to face the greatest challenge of their lives, to save their family, Fablehaven, and perhaps even the world. Number 6, I have Harbinger of Justice by BookTube's very own Andrew Watson, or The Fool's Tale. I got this book in a giveaway a while back. Shout out to Preacher Reads. But for a few different reasons, I haven't actually taken a dive into reading it yet. And I intend for that to change this year. I've heard absolutely fantastic things. And plus, I just always love getting to read work from other indie authors. The blurb. Justice will reign. Naya just wants to survive on the harsh city streets. But when a portal into a dark realm is her path to freedom, she must find her way across a treacherous world filled with demons. Rai, a mercenary, has a shadow dark enough for two. In his quest to discover the nature of the creature living in a shadow, Rai collides with old friends and new enemies, stumbling into an ancient mystery that could mean the end of the world as they know it. All the while, a darkness stirs and rebellion threatens, helmed by a man who promises justice will reign. Number 5, The Boxer, the manhwa from Jung Ji-hoon. I hope I pronounced that correctly, aka JH. This is a series I discovered this past month as I was trying to find more manga or manhwa to get into this year, and wow, does it look so interesting. The art style is gorgeous, and the premise behind it appears to be right up my alley. If you've ever seen Hajime no Ippo, I assume it's like that, although manhwa tends to do some different things stylistically that I'm really expecting to love. Here's the blurb. While searching for a final prodigy to train, legendary boxing coach K stumbles across a bewildering scene. An apathetic teenager simply standing still as his bullies throttle him. But Coach K sees more than this, sees the precision, grace, and uncanny perceptiveness in the boy's movements. He knows right away that this is the fighter he's been waiting for. Yet when he tries to recruit him, the boy with the lifeless eyes only asks one question. Is it any fun? Hitting people. Is it fun? Number 4, King's Sorrow by Joe Hill. I mean, come on now. This has been everywhere. Of course my interest has been piqued. I've been chomping at the bit to get my hands on a copy, and it will be on my next haul of books that I order. Plus a dragon story that is also in the horror genre It just feels fresh. That said, here is the blurb. Arthur Oakes is a reader, a dreamer, and a student at Rackham College, Maine, renowned for its frosty winters, exceptional library, and beautiful buildings. But his ideal and burgeoning romance with Gwen Underfoot is shattered when a local drug dealer and her partner corner him into one of the worst crimes he can imagine: stealing rare books from the college library. Trapped and desperate, Arthur turns to his closest friends for comfort and help. Together, they dream up a wild, fantastical scheme to free Arthur from the cruel trap in which he finds himself. Wealthy, irrepressible Colin Wren suggests using the unnerving Crane journal, bound in the skin of its author, to summon a dragon to do their bidding. The others, brave, beautiful Alison Shiner, the battling twins Donna and Donovan McBride, and brainy, bold Gwen, don't hesitate to join Colin in an effort to smash reality and bring a creature of the impossible into our world. But there's nothing simple about dealing with dragons, and their pact to save Arthur becomes a terrifying bargain in which the six must choose a new sacrifice for King Sorrow every year, or become his next meal. Here we get into my top three, and these are the ones that are legitimately my top three. These three are my most anticipated. So, number 3, Jade War, Book 2 of the Greenbone Saga by Fonda Lee. The first book in the series was one of my favorite books from 2025, and wow. I mean, it was like a martial arts movie combined with a crime saga and an urban fantasy setting. The characters were immensely intriguing, and I couldn't put it down. I have book 2 already and fully intend to tear into it in the near future. Here's the blurb for the series. Jade is the lifeblood of the island of Kekon. It has been mined, traded, stolen, and killed for. And for centuries, honorable greenbone warriors like the Call family have used it to enhance their magical abilities and defend the island from foreign invasion. Now the war is over, and a new generation of Calls vies for control of Kekon's bustling capital city. They care about nothing but protecting their own, cornering the jade market, and defending the districts under their protection. Ancient tradition has little place in this rapidly changing nation. When a powerful new drug emerges that lets anyone, even foreigners, wield jade, the simmering tension between the Calls and the rival Eight family erupts into open violence. The outcome of this clan war will determine the fate of all Greenbones and of Kekon itself. Number 2, Royal Assassin by Robin Hobb. The first book in this series was the first novel to make me cry. Fitz, God, my heart still aches for him. He suffers so much, and I've heard that it's kind of a trajectory, which is why I've been hesitant with starting the second book, even though I know I'm going to adore it. I had to kind of mentally prepare to have my heart ripped out of my chest, just in case, I'm sure it's going to happen. Here's the blurb. Young Fitz is the bastard son of the noble Prince Chivalry, raised in the shadow of the royal court by his father's gruff stableman. He is treated as an outcast by all the royalty except the devious King Shrewd, who has him secretly tutored in the arts of the assassin. For in Fitz's blood runs the magic skill, and the darker knowledge of a child raised with the stable hounds and rejected by his family. As barbarous raiders ravage the coasts, Fitz is growing to manhood. Soon he will face his first, soul-shattering mission, and though some regard him as a threat to the throne, he may just be the key to the survival of the kingdom. And at number 1, finally, we have Iron Gold, as well as Dark Age in Lightbringer, from Red Rising by Pierce Brown. I have put off catching up completely after finishing book 3 for so dang long, because I have dreaded the POV shift from just Darrow to include other characters as well. Something about the idea of it bothered me. I don't know. That said, Red God is on the horizon. Pierce Brown went on record saying that the one song he would think of based off what he's written is Hurt by Johnny Cash. Are you kidding me? I have to be caught up. I have to be able to read it. So I'm doing that this year. God help me. Here is the blurb. Darrow is a red, a member of the lowest caste in the color-coded society of the future. Like his fellow Reds, he works all day believing that he and his people are making the surface of Mars livable for future generations. Yet he toils willingly, trusting that his blood and sweat will one day result in a better world for his children. But Darrow and his kind have been betrayed. Soon he discovers that humanity reached the surface generations ago. Vast cities and lush wilds spread across the planet. Darrow and Reds like him are nothing more than slaves to a decadent ruling class. Inspired by a longing for justice and driven by the memory of lost love, Darrow sacrifices everything to infiltrate the legendary Institute, a proving ground for the dominant Gold Caste, where the next generation of humanity's overlords struggle for power. He will be forced to compete for his life and the very future of civilization against the best and most brutal of society's ruling class. There he will stop at nothing to bring down his enemies, even if it means he has to become one of them to do so. And there you have it. Those are my most anticipated reads of 2026. I'm really excited about my reading list this year, and hopefully you guys are excited that I'm reading the books I'm reading, and or you found something new off this list that you also want to read. Whatever the case, thanks for tuning in to Ink and Tome once again. Hit that like button, subscribe, comment down below if you think my list is good, if you think it sucks, if I need to add something to it. I don't know. Let me know. And yeah, have a great life. And peace.